A lot of people think Mr. Beast is the richest YouTuber. He's not. It's this guy. He's wanted by the FBI, FSB, and CIA.
Almost everyone wants this guy behind bars since he's the head of the Russian cartel.
Damn, bro, his animations and editing have been... Look at how much he's upscaled in his editing since last time.
Yet this dude is out there on YouTube telling everyone how to avoid getting caught by the authorities and exploits how Russian government operates. He's like a mentor who teaches you how to basically stay safe in the business like this. Despite this guy is on the other side of the law and his life is basically GTA 6, people love him. He gives money to charity, he invests in scientific researchers, hospitals, and into rehab centers. He constantly buys his fans cars, so just give money to them.
discord.gg/BWARE. It's in the description.
He's like Russian Robin Hood, but from dark side of the internet. And basically this whole
like
YouTube channel is just a huge promo of his shop with funny medicine. How is this even allowed, and who is this guy?
Вы действующий глава наркомаркетплейса и главный наркодилер страны, я правильно понимаю? И вы кумир молодежи.
Можно просто профессор Мориарти.
Jim Moriarty, a criminal mastermind who was written to finally defeat Sherlock Holmes. This is where our main hero of the story took his inspiration. At first, obviously he calls himself Moriarty, but most importantly, calling him a mastermind is an underestimation. He did what no black market could ever dream of. He managed to legally create a huge platform on ClearNet, where he's promoting his black business. But how? Before I answer that question, let's look at some other attempts that his competitors did. Some time ago, another shop used to run ads before YouTube videos. They basically say government big bad and we have a solution. Imagine you click on some British fanboy YouTuber's video and what you see is some funny medicine ad that definitely shouldn't be there. Like, I don't know, that's pretty mental. It got taken down pretty quickly, but it was still enough for some news reporters to write articles about it and give them...
Well, I will say this. I don't get ads anymore. YouTube Premium, as soon as you pay for YouTube Premium, you can't go back to having ads.
Shop even more exposure. Next example of another promo from a different shop happened like a month ago. Another shop put their logo on a van, drove it to the center of Moscow, left it there and blasted their ad full volume. Dude, this feels like a beginning of some apocalyptic movie right before the whole city turns into complete anarchy. Not gonna lie. Police were notified about this, but they also were warned that the van might be rigged. And it took a long time for pyros to come to deal with it. At the end of the day, it wasn't rigged and it was alright. That van was there untouched, blasting music for like 5 hours. Next day, TikTok was full of these videos. Like, that's insane promo. This is not the first time they pulled an ad like this though. In 2022, they had a whole billboard with this cool 3D animation. And same year, they even had bus driving around the city. Like, that's kinda wild. All what you have to do is just scan the QR code and you can buy stuff. You have to give it to them. This is marketing on a whole different level. Yeah, makes sense because this is black market. Like, it's not legal to promote this stuff normally. They can either think of these crazy stunts or buy shoutouts from streamers or YouTubers. But it costs a lot of money because it's illegal and YouTuber kind of like risks everything. So it makes sense. And even then, viewers might...
But aren't the laws different in Russia? Like, you could do black market stuff in Russia, I'm sure.
Not even realize streamer promoted something. Oh, by the way, guys, when I want to get a little funky schmunky, I buy stuff from here. You should too. So it's not as effective usually. Although Moriarty was pretty clever about it. He paid
Thanks, Scotty, for the
that's
sub.
the guy that we talked about in this video, to wear a t-shirt with his shop on a stream. It was a huge promo. Everyone talked about it. It was all over TikTok, all over articles, and Nekoglai got cancelled. But he didn't care because he got like a lot of money. And now when you understand how hard it is to promote this stuff, look at this guy over here. 3 million subs. Like how? Well, he never says, hey guys,
3 million
buy stuff from
subs?
here. No. He's basically a YouTuber. He does videos like how to be successful, how to change your mindset, where the biggest cartel lords live. So like educational kind of self-improvement stuff, you know, but he doesn't sell any curses afterwards. But every time when you watch his videos, you're subconsciously thinking of his shop. He's showing you a lifestyle of a GTA character. This dude drives Rolls-Royce Phantom, flies helicopters. He's dope, but what you don't realize that it's just a big ad for his stuff. It's same what Andrew Tate did basically.
Dude, that is true. He is just like Andrew Tate.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
Or do you remember that Got Milk ad? They never told you, hey, buy milk. They showed you something that subconsciously made you think of milk, and that milk mustache was just unforgettable. In Belarus, we had an ad about water Bulvarskaya, but when you come to the store, there was no water bottle. Instead, there was a bottle of vodka called Bulvarskaya. You couldn't really promote alcohol on TV, so this was great bypass of the law. Same thing that Moriarty did. He bypassed YouTube laws, and nobody can do anything about it. And believe it or not, people love him. And he actually has stands. Then you can find videos where people send him mails, where they basically say their life struggles, how his money would help them, and what exactly would he spend it on. Like, hello Moriarty, I wanna get my grandma from debt. It would help a lot. And guys like, sure, here you go, and he spends like millions of dollars just on these videos where he helps people. That's wholesome, right? He doesn't seem like some bad cartel lord who runs black market. Okay, but look at this content that attracts the most people. He explains how the whole business works, how to not get caught. He tells you different stories of what happened to his friends and business partners. He's giving people priceless information and content that you cannot find anywhere else. Unless you really want to try this hustle yourself, but I wouldn't recommend it. So after close examination of Moriarty's videos, I for example learned that the government can track your location by your cell phone, and it doesn't matter if you do or don't have your SIM card in. They track the phone serial.
He has to be worried that this guy is going to track him down. This guy that owns this like dark web business. Pepozilla has to be worried about him, and he's like giving him props. He's like, he's a good guy.
Number chip that is inserted in every single phone. Therefore, Moriarty gang use their own programmed phones that self-destruct after you put in wrong password. Same with their computers. And then he goes on for like 10 minutes telling you about some different fun facts about CCTV cameras, airport cameras, yada yada. I think that Moriarty might be Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. He then also said that if you think that someone might search your house when you go to sleep, you should put like a coin on a door handle. You know, so when you wake up and you find that coin on the floor, someone was at your house. Overall, there's a lot of tips and tricks how to become global elite in criminal activities. And if you click on at least one of these videos, you notice that they look like a movie. The production here is on a whole different level. And if you're still having doubts how can people adore him and see him as a role model, it's actually because he's the greatest manipulator. Only Moriarty can criticize one shop for selling a specific product and then sell the same product on his own shop and defend it by saying forbidden fruit is the sweetest. So now I will tell you how Moriarty basically tricked everyone. Despite he's running the most illegal business in the world, he says he should never take or buy funny medicine. Why would he even say that? Isn't that his whole business model? People buy stuff from you and you tell them, no, don't buy it please, it's bad. Well, yeah, but let me tell you that no one on God's earth thinks that this stuff is good. Everyone understands that this stuff is bad and they shouldn't do it. Yet they're still doing it. Different reasons as, I just wanna try, my friends do it so I'll do it as well, or people get addicted and they just cannot stop anymore.
Baba Booey.
Addicted, so I can't quit!
Well, and while Moriarty says it's bad and people shouldn't do it, he also points out that this business won't go anywhere. It's already way too advanced and people are already too hooked, so no government nor anyone in the world can fight it. Well, and when he cannot fight them, join them. Moriarty did so, and his whole narrative is to make it as clean as possible, so products are safe to use without any cheap add-ons to lower the production cost. Additionally to that, he has lawyer bot on his Telegram who helps you with the basic law questions if you run into problems, or helps you with finding a good lawyer to get you out of trouble. And also Health Bot, who tells you what to do if you're experiencing a bad trip, or if your friend is having a seizure, for example. He also makes sure everything is fair and he treats his employees with respect. So when a very greedy courier decides to steal a package that was intended for a customer, other shop organizations would catch him and cut 4 of his fingers. However, Moriarty cuts only 2, as it's more ethical. Now let's look at Moriarty as a person. When you think of villains, they're usually written as not likable, crazy, very evil, etc. to make you hate that guy from the start of the story. However, what if you make him charismatic and way cooler than the protagonist? Well, Moriarty doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he buys vegetables and fruits only from bio section, he's very good chef, he's buff, educated as hell, like he got 3 degrees.
You guys ever had squid before? SCP, you ever had squid? Bro, that sounds like it'd be gross.
Overall,
All
very
the tentacles and the suction cups like sticking on into the inside of your throat.
charismatic, rich, powerful as hell. And he always tells people that those who get into black market business do it almost always for the money. Yet other fields like IT, medical field, engineering bring way bigger revenue, and it's legal as well. So now, if Moriarty was a villain in a video game, you definitely should question yourself, who is the real hero in the story? While in traditional computer game, you're fighting against one villain or organization of them, those are usually against the whole system or society. Well, that's exactly what Moriarty is doing. The final pillar of rebranding Moriarty into a good guy is him pointing out to the holes and problems in the government system. In psychology, there's a term called moral justification. It's a process where you're convincing others that your actions are right, even though they might seem questionable on the surface. This can involve highlighting a greater enemy, and it's called to fight it together. For the greater enemy, Moriarty chose Mezulivna, which is like a CEO of safety on the Russian internet. Nobody really likes her, because she's banning people left and right without bigger justification. Moriarty thinks everything should be transparent. Instead of banning, we should educate people to not fall for internet traps. However, after Mezulivna, Moriarty chose bigger fish in the sea and called out government as a whole. He says it's corrupted to oblivion, and they put everything that is somehow connected to funny medicine to gulag for at least 10 years. But alcohol, on the other hand, is in Moriarty's eyes way worse than other funny medicine he sells. And he points out that the government capitalizes on it big time. Well, it's up to you to decide if grass and other stuff is better or worse than alcohol. Basically, in a lot of people's eyes, he's a real hero. And the funniest thing is that Moriarty might not actually exist. Like, yeah, sure, there might be some real guy who's actually a real cartel lord behind this whole show. However, I don't really think that person who runs a busy business like this has time to have a YouTube channel. But who am I to say that? I'm just little green funny frog in a suit. Maybe he got everything he ever wanted in his life and now he's just bored. However, he built an insane following. People are so loyal that when Mezulivna banned him on Russian YouTube, they downloaded VPN and watched him anyway. The community is so strong that when someone tries to expose Moriarty, everyone in the comments is on Moriarty's side. Community is so strong that they started making shorts with this guy. And before Maelstrom was a thing on TikTok, I had this guy live rent-free on my For You page for like a month. It was either motivational stuff or just memes, as people were making fun of his modified voice, which sounds dope as hell.
Hello, Biden.
So imagine what happens if you hear a Far Cry villain sing Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa.
Чипи, чипи, чапа, чапа.
And overall, we got so many good memes with this guy.
Всем привет, с вами профессор Мартиреть. Похуй. Да. Я решил попробовать свой же продукт, свою же сперму. Ой, блядь.